and it is a beautiful day in Philadelphia right now. Oh my God, is it gorgeous outside. And even though I am broadcasting from my home, I am enjoying looking out the window and seeing that sunshine. And do I have a show for you today? This is a very exciting day in my life because I have a dear friend on the show with me today who is launching her new book series. And you have seen her before, and that is Kate Butler. She's been on the show before, and today she is going to be talking with us about her new book called Women Who Rise. And we are so thrilled to have her on today. We are also going to have women on that have co-authored the book with her, some of them that have gone through their own divorces and have risen from it and have come out on top. As you know, Kate Butler is a #1 best-selling and award-winning author of the series Inspired Impact. She has written many books, some of which I have read, Women Who Ignite, Women Who Inspire, and the new one is Women Who Rise. And without further ado, I'm going to welcome in Kate. Hi, Kate. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Today is a big day.
I am so excited that I can actually be a part of this big day today to help you and these inspiring women launch this incredible new book, Women Who Rise. And what better time to have a book come out about rising above things right now. Look where we are, Kate.
We are so grateful to get this message out and to get it out into the world right now. We were not sure when the pandemic hit that we would be able to launch this book as planned. We chose this launch date months and months and months ago. And we were like, okay, let's have a real conversation about this. Are we being insensitive? You know, are people going to think that we're trying to market something when we're all struggling and our lives have been turned upside down? And then we thought, you know what? The message of this book is to give people hope, to rise above their circumstances. So this is the time more than ever where people would want to read a book called Women Who Rise. So here we are.
Here we are, and I have the pleasure of doing this today. And yesterday you were with me as well on my TV show. We had a great time on there. And, you know, what is so amazing about this book is that you have been able to bring together these inspiring, brave women who have shared their own emotional stories and journeys and paths through life to rise above what they have gone through. I can't wait to get some of them on the line today so we can talk to them as well. Tell me about how you find these women. They are co-authors of the book, and what inspired you most about some of the women that are in this particular book?
I will tell you that the first thing that inspires me about all of these women, #1, is their courage to be able to share these vulnerable stories with the world. Once they're in print, the stories are there forever. And it's an extremely vulnerable process. But I feel so inspired by the women who have shared these stories because they're sharing their stories. They are sharing their stories so that they can help to inspire someone else to change their circumstances. And that to me is so absolutely inspiring that they can reach down deep, put their own feelings aside, be vulnerable with what they have been through in the past so that it is not in vain, so that other people can learn from their circumstances and challenges and they can learn from what they did to begin to rise above. That's what's most inspiring for me about these women.
Exactly. And I could not agree with you more. I mean, what is better than somebody actually going through something and sharing it with the world that somebody can actually read about and go back to it and be empowered by that? There's not much. Now, This book in particular, Women Who Rise, has stories of divorced women in it. We're going to hear from some of them today. And how exciting is this? Tell me a little bit about them and what you have learned from their stories.
Yeah, so today we have people joining us who have been through a lot of different challenges with divorce. And let me preface this by saying that the point of the Inspired Impact book series and the point of today we're talking about the 6th book in the series called Women Who Rise. The point of our series in these books is to represent all women. We have women from different countries, different backgrounds, people who are from different economic backgrounds and social backgrounds. You name it, our goal is to represent that woman. So in talking to you, Dr. Sue, and offering for these women to come on today to share their inspiring stories with your audience, we took a look at, okay, amongst all the women that we have in the group, let's pull some different stories of divorce. We have a child of divorce. What does that do to the child, right? And let's learn from a story about a real life story about somebody who walked through this not once but twice, and what that was like and how they overcame it, how they chose to rise above. Let's look at somebody who was left literally with nothing. I'll let her tell you the story, but this is a remarkable story of coming up from the ashes. We have somebody who was divorced not once but twice, and she'll tell you, she said, I don't believe in divorce, but I've been divorced twice, right? Like this kind of stuff.
I can't wait for that one.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? It's great, and then we have someone who, was divorced and went through a tremendous loss. And again, I'll let her tell you the story, but tremendous emotional loss after her relationship ended. And so we have all these different perspectives of divorce, but the relationship ending nonetheless, and what that does that changes your life forever. But in these cases, change really to put these people in a place where they are today, which they'll tell you that their journey was meant to be. And that's what's inspiring to me.
That they can embrace these journeys, even though they are traumatic, even though the pain is so deep at the time they are suffering from it. They have embraced it and have come out on the other side and owned it and are living fulfilling lives. And that's what's inspiring to me in all of your books. And it's also because the 30 stories in these books speak to your heart and they lift up your soul. Right, Kate?
I will tell you that what is remarkable to me each time I go through this publishing process is when I receive stories back from people who have read the book and they say, I didn't know someone else thought the exact same thoughts I did when I was going through that challenge. We always think we're alone. I find myself in this place all that still, even with these amazing, this women community around me, I still find myself when I'm going through, bouts of depression or low spots in my life or challenging I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm on an island here, and the fact of the matter is that you pick up one of these books, you pick up the book Women Who Rise, right? That's available on Amazon today for the first time. And you read these stories and you read these stories and you say, oh my gosh, they're in my head. I'm not alone. We're more alike than we are different. So in that way, it does help me feel connected. It does help me raise my spirits and find hope that I'm not alone. And maybe because I do find some similarities and connections in this story, perhaps the way that they found a way out may be a way that I can also find a way to my next level of greatness, because everyone has that greatness in them.
I cannot agree with you more. I mean, that's what I try to do with even the most difficult work that I do every day with high conflict divorce and things like that. And I try to empower every woman or every man that has gone through this to see that you can grow from this. You can become empowered. And there's those people that take that path and they believe in it, and it starts to change them, and they come out such a different, authentic person in the end than they were through the whole divorce. They get a part of they get a part of themselves back, but they also create a better and new part of themselves as well that they didn't even know they could access. Now we have our first caller on the line today, and it is Jeanie. And hi, Jeanie. You there?
Hi. Yes, I'm here. Thank you
Hello.
for having me on. Thank you.
It is my pleasure, Jeanie. How are you doing today?
I'm very well. I'm in Los Angeles, so I had to wake up a lot earlier than the rest of them, but I'm awake now.
Great. How are you feeling about launching this book today and your story?
Listen, I am so proud of it. I really am. And when I was going through 2 divorces, I couldn't say I was proud. I felt a lot of shame. And today, boy, it's I'm very proud of it. And you know what? I have found joy. I can laugh about it. I can, the first marriage, and I don't even believe in divorce. Okay, I got married. I never dreamed that I would ever be divorced. Okay, and so the first one, I didn't know myself at all, and I came out of an alcoholic home and death of both parents, and I thought, okay, I'm going to make sure that nothing ever hurts me again. So I became a real control freak, and later I had to apologize to my poor ex-husband that what I did was give him a script and say, here, follow this, and if we follow this, everybody will be fine and happy. And it wasn't. We were miserable. We had a daughter, and I swore I'd never drag her through a divorce, but I sure did. And we had alcoholism involved, and it was like, boy, I had no idea who I was. I was just going to be whatever I needed to be at the time and whatever anybody else wanted me to be. And then I ended up divorcing, and then I was in recovery by that time, and then met a man in recovery. And all I'm going to say about the second one is I'm going to give you all some advice. Be sure you read their tattoos before you marry them.
That's a really good tip. That's a great tip, Jeanie.
It's a great tip. I wish somebody had given it to me. I didn't, all right, now, so by today's standards, this wasn't very much. Today, everybody has sleeves and their whole head is tattooed. He only had 2 tattoos. The first one, he only had 2, but they were very telling. But, of course, I was in love, and I was going to make this thing work, and we were going to be happily ever after. And if you had any questions, just ask me. So I read his tattoos, and the first one was his own name. Yes, you heard me right. His own name, not Rosie, not Mom.
Jeanie, that is a sure sign of this is not going to work. Okay?
Yes, but he was cute, and he was fun, and I didn't see that, okay?
But did you learn later on, my dear, that he was all about himself?
Oh, well, yes, but we didn't talk about narcissism in those days, okay? Now, his second tattoo, this gets worse. It gets worse. His second tattoo was his own horoscope sign. So it's like not one, but two big red flags saying, Jeanie, you have a narcissist on your hands. But, like I said, it was fun, and it was terribly painful.
Jeanie,
I mean,
Can I ask you something, Jeanie?
Absolutely.
What is it that inspired you to be an author in this series? Why was it important to you to get your story out to the world? What do you want divorced women to know? That's what I want to know from you.
Okay. My story's entitled Fresh Out of Plans, When Nothing in Your Bag of Tricks Works. And that's where I finally came to. I had tried everything to make this thing work. Divorce was not an option. I was going to make this marriage work no matter what. And I tried everything. And what I finally came to one day is, you know what? I can bring half of this marriage and do half of it, or even try to do 50%, 60%, 70%, but I can't do it all. And I felt like a failure. I felt like I was so ashamed, and I had made a commitment to someone else, and I honor my commitments. I'd made a commitment before a higher power that I believed in, and I didn't want to fail, and I didn't want to let my word was important to me. And
so you made a promise to yourself. You made a promise to yourself that you were going to do whatever was in your power to rise above whatever was going on in your world during that time. And you did it, didn't you?
I did. Now, what I finally came to realize is that I had put me on the back burner, that I had a commitment to myself as well. And I remember saying one time is I don't want to talk about a relationship anymore. I want to really have one, and I want to have a relationship with me, and that include, with obviously the partner and with my higher power. But I had lost me in the middle of it. That sounds so cliche, but it's so true.
It does not sound cliche to me, dear. It sounds like you have hit the nail on the head, and every divorced woman listening right now, I work with them every single day. Your story is their story, and their story is your story. And the pain that you have suffered and what you have gone through, and to come through that, and you're still standing and living your life is commendable. And I want you to know that.
Well, thank you. And I want listeners to know that there is life after divorce. There is joy after divorce. There's freedom. There's respect. And I like the woman I am today. I like who she is. And I just, you can rise out of the ashes. It feels horrible at the time. And if you ever told me I would be able to laugh at myself, and I don't mean to minimize this. I'm not laughing at them. It sure is easier to blame everybody else in town, but I'm able to look at my mistakes in all this and laugh and rise above it. And
you are my, you know what? I was just wondering, Jeanie, if you would be my poster girl for divorce, because everything you are saying right now is everything I teach my clients. And
you betcha.
What a beautiful message that you just said. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. Congratulations on becoming an author today. You deserve all the credit in the world. Tell me one thing before you leave. What do you think of Kate Butler?
I adore her, but I'm telling you, she's the Energizer Bunny. She has more energy than I do, and so she's fabulous. She really is fabulous, and she's so inspiring. She's supportive. I mean, I can't say enough good about her. I sat with her and had lunch with her last August, and I thought, maybe I'll do this, maybe I won't. And I thought about it. And today, I'm telling you, I'm so grateful and so glad that I met her, and I don't think it was by any accident. And I'm really proud to have her be the publisher of this, and can't thank her enough. Thank you, Kate.
You are so welcome. Thank you, Jeanie. Beautiful. Beautiful
Thank
story.
you, Jeanie.
Beautiful
and
story.
I concur on everything you said about Kate Butler. She gives me a run for my money. I didn't think I could find anybody else in this world that could give Dr. Sue a run for her money. This lady does. So
she does.
Stick around. Stick with her, because I plan on it. Good luck.
All right, I will.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.